Hello, welcome to my tutorial, and this time I'm going to teach you how to withdraw your funds from your reward balance using Cardano-CLI for Windows. So just in case you're wondering where the funds from your reward balance come from, usually when you delegate your funds to a stake pool, the earnings you receive every epoch goes to your reward balance or your stake address. And also, if you're running a stake pool and you decided to deregister it or stop it, the pool deposit that you once locked also goes to your reward balance. These funds will remain unspendable until you withdraw them from your stake address to your payment address. So this is what this tutorial is all about. I'm going to show you how to transfer your funds from the reward balance or the stake address to your available balance or your payment address. So it becomes a UTxO which can be spent or sent to another wallet address. Remember, in one of our very first videos, especially the one where we set up a stake pool, I taught you how to generate a payment address, and in that tutorial we created several files including private keys and verification keys. So in this tutorial we will be needing our verification key file in order to generate a stake address. So using a stake verification key file, we will be able to generate our stake address. So here is the command. So let's copy that and paste it in our command prompt. So let's go ahead and generate our stake address. So that's done. Now let's try to open our stake address file that we generated using Notepad. So here is our stake address. For our second step, we are going to query our stake address to find out how much Lovelace we are going to withdraw, and also our payment address if we have enough Lovelace to pay for the transaction fee. So here is the command to query our stake address using the stake address info parameter. So let's go ahead and query our stake address. So it says here we are currently delegating to this pool, and the reward balance is 44343 Lovelace. Now let's query our payment address now and find out if we have enough Lovelace to pay for the transaction fee. So we have two transaction hashes, but the other one contains several native assets, so we are going to use the second hash, which contains 1.7 ADA. So let's remember this transaction hash and index, which is 1. For the third step, we are now going to create a draft transaction in order for us to calculate the minimum transaction fee. So here is our command template. So the first thing we need to do is paste the transaction hash here and index. So let's go ahead. Let's copy this transaction hash, and remember the index is 1. So let's do that and then paste the index 1. Now let's copy also our stake address, which is here. Let's paste it here, and then this 0 is actually the amount of Lovelace that we are going to withdraw. So for now, let's leave it 0 since we are simply just generating a draft transaction. So let's go ahead, let's copy that and generate our transaction draft. So that's done. Let's go ahead and proceed to the next step, which is we are going to calculate the minimum transaction fee based on the transaction draft that we generated. So let's go ahead, and it says here that the minimum transaction fee is 178,437 Lovelace. So let's remember that as well, since we are going to use that for our next steps. All right, so for the next step, we are going to query the mainnet, the tip of the mainnet, and figure out the current slot in the network. So the current slot is here. Let's copy that, so since we will be needing that in our next step. So for the time to live, let's paste the current slot, and then we simply add 10,000 slots into it. All right. So let's now calculate the amount to attach in our transaction. So first, let's copy the reward balance in our stake address. So if you remember, our balance is here. So we are going to copy that and paste it here. And then also the transaction fee, which is here. And then the available balance in the transaction hash that we used a while ago. So here is the available balance for that specific transaction hash. So let's open our calculator and calculate how much Lovelace that we are going to send to our available balance. So remember, the current balance is here of the transaction hash that we are going to use. Now we deduct the total amount of transaction fee from the balance. And in the result, we add now the reward balance that we are going to withdraw. So here is the total amount of Lovelace that we are going to attach or send to our available balance. All right, so let's copy that and paste it in our template. So basically, it says here that we are going to send this amount to our primary payment address. And again, let's copy the fee. And next, our stake address, which is here from our previous command. And the reward balance, which is here. The next is we copy again both the transaction hash and index that we are going to use and paste it here. All right, so we are now ready to generate our raw transaction file using this command. So let's go ahead and generate our raw transaction file. So that's done. So let's proceed to the next step. We are now going to sign the raw transaction file that we just generated. So we are going to sign the raw transaction file with our payment signing key and also our stake signing key. So let's go ahead and generate or sign our raw transaction file. And the final step is, of course, to submit it to the blockchain. So here's the final command to submit our signed transaction to the blockchain. The transaction was successfully submitted. So congratulations, we have just withdrawn our reward balance and transferred it to our available balance and made it spendable. Now all we need to do is wait for the transaction to get confirmed by the network for approximately 30 seconds. And then let's query our payment address if we have received the amount that we have attached a while ago. So here it is. We have a new transaction hash and the total amount that we attached or sent a while ago. So that's it. Thank you for watching my tutorial and stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye.